This story happened on December 31, 2010. Traditionally, our family always celebrated New Year's Eve at my grandmother's country house. It is located 35 miles from the city. New Year's mood, a set table, a narrow circle of family. Everything as always. There were 10 of us, me and my wife, my daughter, my grandmother, my grandfather, 2 brothers, their wives, and a boy named Sam, the son of one of my brothers. He was 6 years old. There were supposed to be 13 of us. 3 were delayed, family friends and their daughter. They were working late, should arrive tentatively at 11:30 p.m. The time is 10:50 p.m. approximately. We sit drinking, eating. My wife went to slice bread and cut her finger very badly. We began to look for bandages. The grandmother, as always, has nothing. Wrapped the usual cloth to stop the blood. I call a friend who is delayed with his family. Ask Alex, "Are you on your way?" He replies that they are on their way. I ask him to bring bandages or band-aids. He says he'll look for something. We sit resting further. Sam, my brother's son, as always, shows his hyperactivity, jumping, asking to go for a walk tearfully. And there is a terrible snowstorm outside. Visibility is 0. On TV they said for 50 years such anomalies have not been. My brother dressed Sam, took him outside, closed the lock on the gate, which are in the yard. The lock is located high, and the boy will not be able to open the gate and go outside the yard. Told him to play at the window to be in sight, and return home to us. We continue to rest. The time is already 11:40 p.m. As I remember now that I still thought something they are delayed, but I did not call. The weather outside is terrible. I will not distract while driving. Another 15 minutes pass. Think no, I'll call after all. Maybe something happened. Ringing, long beeps. Then I hear some distant conversations on the other end of the wire. Hello, I say. 3 seconds silence. Hello. They answer me, but the voice is unfamiliar. Where are you? Ask. Who am I talking to? They answer me. Who are you talking to? I'm Andre. And who are you? Say in incomprehension. A police officer, the one you are calling. He had an accident. The policeman answered. What kind of accident? Was it serious? 3 dead bodies, he said. And then I sobered up in a second, standing there, unable to say a word. Skidded at high speed under a standing tractor trailer. Instant death. He continued to tell me. All the information you will know later, sorry, he said, and disconnected the phone. I'm standing with the phone to my ear, thinking about all this. Why are you so pale? Says my wife. Crashed. I answer. Then it was like a fog. First everyone was in shock, then tears. My brother was about to go to the scene of the accident. I said to him, "Where are you going? You're under the influence of alcohol." We barely talked him out of it. We started to look for a sober driver, but on the night of December 31st it was almost impossible to find someone who would go 35 miles away to the village. All the commotion was interrupted by Sam, who ran into the house, covered in snow. He shouted to us, "Go open up. They're here. Open the lock on the gate." I couldn't reach it. "Who's here?" my brother asked him. "Well, Uncle Alex with Aunt Victoria and Lisa," he answered. We looked at each other with a dumbfounded expression. "Just kidding," Grandpa whispered. Looked out the window, the flashlight shining on a handful of snow that Sam had shoveled into a pile. The gate and fence were out of sight. "Go open it already," Sam shouted. Everyone went outside, not even dressed. There was no one behind the fence, and there were no footprints behind the fence. The whole road was covered with snowdrifts, but there were no footprints. "Well, they're gone. They were just here," Sam said resentfully. "Sam, why are you joking like that?" His mother said to him. "I'm not joking. They were here when I was snowing. I saw their silhouettes from afar. I ran to the gate and wanted to go out to them, but the gate was closed and I couldn't reach the lock. They stood at the fence and I ran after you to open it for them. Why did they leave, Mom? I wanted to play with Lisa, said Sam with tears in his eyes. At this point, the phone rang and I went to answer it. It was a cop calling. I stood there with light goosebumps on my body. I asked what happened next. He replied, "Well, what happened next? Alex was in a hurry, skidded under a truck that was on the road. Everyone died instantly." We asked Sam after the funeral what he saw at the fence and who he saw. Someone thinks that he is lying, that he saw someone there. Someone thinks that he saw other people. Although there were no footprints there, I saw it myself, and the nearest apartment building is 1 mile away. And who would walk there in such weather on the night of December 31? But the most mysterious thing happened at the end of March when the snow began to melt. Next to the door, the fence found a package of Band-Aids, all wet, lying under the snow for a long time. Alex brought the Band-Aid to his wife,